Let me give a little background to today's meeting. In 2014, ICPC, supported by a number of stakeholders, produced a draft ethics policy. That draft, the process was stalled after a draft was produced. However, on assumption of the current board last year, we decided that as part of ICPC's 20th anniversary, which is this year, 2020, we will take forward the process of finalizing an ethics and integrity policy for Nigeria. So today's virtual consultation is part of ICPC's 20th anniversary activities. This step, furthermore, is in addition and a follow-up to the National Values Curriculum for the Teaching of Ethics and Civics in Nigerian Educational Institutions, which was developed by ICPC in 2003. And it was adopted by the National Council on Education in the year 2012. A teacher's guide was also produced that year to assist instructors to deliver the subject in schools across the country. That curriculum is presently infused in about 6 subjects, which are taught at the primary and secondary schools across the country. On account of this development, the Commission usually play host to children from different schools on excursion. They come to our office quite a number of times. You will agree with me that since 2014, some things have changed, and the draft document that was produced then needs to be updated. More importantly, it is very timely because the government of President Muhammadu Buhari pledged in its policy and programs roadmap for 2019 to 2023 to focus on the decline of ethics and integrity in society. This meeting is to discuss the structure of the ethics and integrity policy, not just in fulfillment of the President's pledge, but because many people in this virtual meeting room and many more outside are gravely concerned that ethics and values in the Nigerian society have completely collapsed. We struggle hard to find role models. This event, I'm aware that many people wanted us to have shared in advance a copy of the draft of 2014. Let me explain our strategy. This meeting is to discuss the structure of the ethics and integrity policy. It is not a discussion about what led to the collapse of ethical values. It is not a discussion on what activities and sanctions will be applicable for violations of ethical standards. It is not about what should be done to mobilize citizens. All of these and much more, including how to deal with unethical conduct that is not presently fully covered by existing law and regulations, will be widely discussed after government adopts a framework to guide the process. And many of you here who are in this virtual meeting room will be actively involved in that process. Today's conversation, ladies and gentlemen, is about what pillars should government base its national ethics and integrity policy upon. In asking this question, we're not entirely in the dark, as you will find out today, because the constitution of the country and some laws actually provide a framework that could have made today's conversation totally unnecessary. But we thought we should interrogate ourselves on the framework for an inclusive ethical revolution framework to discuss the core values of the ethics and integrity policy, to give you an insight into what values we focus on, and to hear from you what needs to be included. Please feel free to tell us what you would like to see considered or included in those pillars. We already have 4 distinguished panelists and experts in their own right, and people who are very familiar with the issues to lead the discussions. I will be inviting them in the course of this